Today, I'm going to be covering the definitions and meanings of a lot of the terms and words you'll hear when figuring out how to root your Android device. Once you've watched this video, all the words people are using on the forums will make a lot more sense, and all the instructions they are giving will be a lot easier to follow. So enjoy, learn good, and I hope it helps. What is currently happening YouTube? Facepalm here, your friend in Oz and NZ, bringing you reviews, tutorials, and game clips, minus the shit. You can follow me on Twitter at Facepalm with a 1, not an L. As for here on YouTube, if you like what you find, then like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to bring your game face. Let's get it done. Root phone. Now, rooting a phone gives you root access to the device. This allows system files that make your phone work to be altered at the root level. So files that imply restrictions which stop you from doing cool shit like using a PS4 controller for gaming on a Samsung Galaxy S6, for example, can be removed or modified. Be careful what you delete and alter here though, as deleting the wrong thing may turn out for the worst. In most cases, common sense will prevail, and you should know better than deleting a random file in some kind of folder marked system at the root of the device. Debugging or developer mode. Now this is the first thing you should do when you decide to root your phone. Developer mode allows you to access secret developer options like USB debugging, which you will need to enable so you can do things like root your phone. This is easy to do on an Android device. Just open the settings menu on your device and find the About section. Look through it until you see the build number entry and continuously tap the build number in quick succession until you see a small dialog letting you know that you're now a developer. Done. Driver. So this is a bit of software that allows a device to work when connected to another device. For example, you would install the Samsung S6 smartphone USB driver on your PC so that your PC recognizes your S6 when it's plugged in via USB. Think of it like an actual driver of a car. If you have a car and you have a road, the two by themselves won't do much. But if you use a driver, the car will now be able to work on the road. Simples. Handset. This is the physical phone itself, i.e. the actual Galaxy S6 that you're holding in your hand. Stock. Stock means the default of whatever you are talking about. So if you say you're going to use the stock software, then you are saying you're going to use the software that came with the device when you got it. Bloatware. Bloatware is all the apps that came with your device that are installed by the manufacturers, i.e. Samsung, HTC, etc. These are apps that you don't use and don't really want as they take up space on your phone and slow it down as a whole. Operating system or OS. An operating system, as the name suggests, is the system that operates your device. For example, Windows is one of the operating systems that operates a PC or laptops, and Linux is another. iOS is the operating system that operates your iPhone, and OS X operates your MacBook. Android is the operating system for smartphones like the Galaxy S6 or HTC or Motorola handsets. Basically, if you want to see an operating system in action, pick up your phone and swipe through some screens or start an app or go to the settings menu, and everything you are looking at now is controlled by and is a part of the operating system. Flash. So flashing software is another word for installing software onto a device. So when we say you're going to flash a file or software onto your device, you're basically just installing that software. Boot. So booting is another term for starting or launching. For example, when you turn your device on, it will boot into the operating system that is installed or flashed on that device. ROM. A ROM is another developer's version of your Android device's operating system. For example, your S6 will come with Samsung's stock operating system, which will include all the apps that Samsung has decided you should have. A lot of these apps will be useless and take up space on your S6 and slow down the device. So what you can do once you've rooted your device is download a custom ROM, which is customized to what you want. For example, you could find a ROM that has nothing but the basic apps the phone needs to function. This would free up space and speed up your device. Or you could download a ROM that has some cool themes and icons built into it. There are a lot of ROMs out there and they all come with various features and packages. It's really up to you which ROM you choose. Head up the XDA forums or teamandroid.com for the latest and greatest ROMs. AOSP, Touchwiz, Sense, Motoblur. So these are all types of ROMs. These ROMs are the ROMs that custom ROMs are built on. So AOSP, or Android Open Source Project, is the Google, who own Android, operating system, which is built from the original Android source code. Touchwiz, Sense, Motoblur are all ROMs created by companies like Samsung, HTC, and Motorola that are highly modified versions of the AOSP ROM. These ROMs include additional software features and bloatware built in by those companies. For example, Samsung's Smart Stay and Smart Rotation. Custom ROMs like Alliance ROMs, Light, or however you say it, and Tyrannus ROMs are built on top of either an AOSP ROM or a Touchwiz, Sense, or Motoblur ROM, depending on which company's phone you have. So to clarify, AOSP is Google's ROM, Touchwiz is Samsung's ROM, Sense is HTC's ROM, and Motoblur is Motorola's ROM. Me personally, I use custom ROMs built on Touchwiz because I use the Samsung S6 and so have to use either an AOSP or Touchwiz based ROM. And the custom ROMs that use Touchwiz still have cool features and cool looking themes and graphics, while at the same time removing all the crap I don't really need that came pre-installed by Samsung. Firmware. So you'll see firmware like Lollipop 5.1 or Marshmallow 6.0 thrown around. Firmware is basically the same as software, but it is called firmware rather than software to highlight that it is very closely tied to the particular hardware components of that device. Generally, the term is used when referring to the applications and operating system that control how your phone operates. Firmware is generally flashed into a phone's ROM rather than simply being installed into normal phone storage, where it could be easily erased or lost in the event of a crash. Bricking a phone. Bricking a phone means corrupting it in a way that it doesn't boot to the device's allocated firmware. What I mean by that is you've basically killed the device and it is now unusable. There are ways of reversing this process when installing ROMs or software by reflashing a copy of the original firmware, but if you stuff up while rooting the phone, or as mentioned before, use the wrong files, good luck crying yourself to sleep each night. Kernel. A kernel is the core of the Android operating system. It handles the requests to and from the hardware. It handles memory and process management and all that background stuff that you never see that allows your Android device to run. Flashing a custom kernel can have benefits and can speed up your device. One of the main reasons I flash a custom kernel onto my S6 is to get the longer battery life. Recovery mode. This is a separate mode on your phone that contains tools to help back up or repair your phone, as well as install custom ROMs and additional features. Think of it like having another tiny little hard drive in your phone that allows you to alter the big drive in your phone that has all your apps installed and phone numbers saved on. If you want to install a custom ROM onto your device, you will need to do it from the recovery mode. Also note that you can download custom recovery modes like TWRP, which stands for Touchwiz Recovery Project, or CWM, which stands for Clockwork Mod. These custom recovery modes are sometimes essential to a ROM, and I find they're just generally better laid out and easier to use than the stock recovery modes. Me personally, I love and use the TWRP recovery mode. Download mode. This is like the official version of recovery mode. When you start your phone in download mode and connect it to a PC, it means that phone is ready to download whatever you want to send it from that PC. In the case of rooting an Android device, you would boot your phone into download mode, plug it into your PC, and flash an auto root file from your PC to your phone, which will then give you root access to that device. Auto root file. This is a file created by a developer called Chainfire that automatically roots your phone when you flash it to your device via a program like Odin. It will end in the extension .tar.md5, and basically, Chainfire is God. Odin. So Odin is a PC software program that allows you to flash software like auto-root files to your Android devices. Note that if you are booting your phone into download mode and using the Odin software to flash files, this can also be referred to as Odin mode. Nandroid Backup. So this is a complete backup of your phone with absolutely everything included. And by everything, I mean everything, like system files, settings, paid for apps and games, or anything. However your phone is set up when you make the Nandroid Backup, that is how it will be when you restore your phone from that Nandroid Backup. This is handy because backup apps from the Play Store will only save things like SMSs or photos, and if you lose your device, you'll have to pay for and re-download your games and paid apps, whereas with a Nandroid Backup, these will all be included. System image. A system image is the PC version of a Nandroid Backup. Knox Counter. So this is a counter that trips when you root your phone, which currently cannot be untripped. You'll see a message pop up when you start your device, which notifies that the Knox Counter has been tripped. This is a part that lets the manufacturer of your device know, i.e. Samsung, that your device is rooted and no longer covered by warranty. Super user. So any app that needs root privileges to run will have to ask permission, and a pop-up will display with the option to give it those privileges. So this app is an absolute must for any rooted phone, and it should be built into any root file, but if for some reason it's not, then download it and install it. APK. In an Android file system, apps come in packages with the extension APK. Similar to on a PC where an installer has the extension .exe at the end of it, or Mac installers end with .dmg, in Android the installers end with .apk. Odexed or Deodexed ROMs. Basically, Odexed.apks have parts of their code scattered around the operating system to help speed up boot times. But the side effect of this is that it makes the apps difficult to modify how you want them. And Odexed ROM contains .apks which are set up in this manner. A Deodexed ROM or APK, on the other hand, have all their parts together in one place, which allows for easy modification such as theming. Since no pieces of the code are coming from any other locations, custom ROMs or APKs are always Deodexed to ensure integrity. Basically, Deodexed helps eliminate the worry of a modified APK conflicting with some separate Odexed parts. Zip-aligned. Zip-aligned optimizes the way an Android package or APK is packaged. Doing this lets the Android operating system interact with an application more efficiently, which means it can make the application and overall the whole system much faster. It minimizes the execution time for zip-aligned applications, resulting in a lesser amount of RAM consumption when running the APK. Basically, it means faster. Bootloader. When you turn on your device, the bootloader is the thing that gets everything going. It then passes your phone the startup files it needs, which then loads the phone's kernel and then loads into Android, following instructions found in those startup files. A locked bootloader contains a signature that ties your phone to the manufacturer, i.e. Samsung. An unlocked bootloader doesn't have this and basically lets the people who create the ROMs go to town a lot quicker and get those ROMs and mods we love so much out to us a lot faster. When it comes to rooting and installing custom ROMs, unlocked bootloaders are good, locked are bad, but not obviously the end of the world. So that's all I've got for now. If you can think of anything that I've missed, then post it in the comments below and I'll get back to you. I hope this video has helped you to understand the terms used in all the developer forums and made you just that little bit smarter. Yeah, I hope it's helped. Peace! Thanks for watching today's video. Just remember you can follow me on Twitter @facepalm with a 1, not an L. As for here on YouTube, if you like what you find, then like, comment and subscribe. But don't forget to bring your game face. Facepalm out.